Okay, so hello and welcome to today's stream. Now we will finish what we started yesterday. So we have the 6 that we didn't really know how to place them, and we will place them today. In the end we will see which one is the best one and so on of the drift packs to start with, and well, more not to start with but to learn with. Because the best pack to start with is Kunos. You don't need anything special, you just start and it's done. But since that's not always the one that you want to continue with. Okay, so well, we can go from the other that we have here right now, doesn't matter. So we start with Enforce, and then we move on. We will take other tracks than yesterday. And let's see how they feel on those tracks and which ones we still like most in the end. So, and we also might, maybe we take the same cars sometimes, maybe not, I don't really remember. I think we took the E30 and the S13, so let's take, yeah, the 180 SX. We can start with backwards, not backwards. Someone asked me about the track and I said backwards instead of backwards. Well, he will have problems to find it. Okay. Let's hope everything is working. I tried to put the sound in general a bit lower from the engines and so on, so maybe you hear me a little bit better. Let's see. Okay, so the gears, no idea. I think we can go maybe... Yeah, it's okay, let's just keep everything standard right now. Okay, so like this it's good for me, but it's less loud for you guys. Okay, so I would say... Enforce, let's go. Maybe I have to tick. Maybe I have to get into it again. Okay. wait. Oh, give me a second. Okay. Okay, with this track here right now, I'm wondering why I put them in the 6 best, but I think I know why. Here we go. Okay, I have 2 problems right now. One problem I can solve, and that should solve the second problem too. Okay, yeah, that's better. I was feeling like the wheel was a little bit far away. And the second thing was, I like this one here to train, because I think when you put it at 50, that's it. Ooh. I remember why. Okay. Oopsie. That's weird right now. Wait. Okay. Let's try a second car. Oh, let's try a Mustang. A Mustang. Go. Okay, so directly to explain, I'm not. All the cars here are not the easiest cars to drive. It's the cars where I feel like you learn the most. So don't think that I will be drifting perfectly or anything, because they should all be a handful. A handful. Okay. So now let's go. Ah, a little bit too much. Yeah. Okay. So I tested 2 cars right now. Very, very shocking and fuzzy at first place. It will change with time, but the one thing that I like is, again, the same as yesterday. The SX 180 was okay, but the Mustang showed it again that you can, since they only have around 600 horsepower, only. So yeah, this one here is 654. When you go half turbo, they feel like 400-ish. So they are really, really good to learn how to, and I like the physics of them. They feel really, really good the way they are on throttle. So yeah, I will keep them at 1 right now. And as you can see, I didn't look before, but modified ADL physics, modified DWG tires, and SRDL Pro AM engine. So they took really a lot of the good things and added them to this kit. They feel good. They feel really, really good. Okay, next one, diverse stripe. So let's also see to take cars that we didn't take yesterday. I think this one we didn't take yesterday. What we will do is we will run 2 types of cars per track, rank them, and then take another track and see how they are in the next track and move them the way we think that they should be moved. Again, set up the gears. We will go more or less with the same gear setup around this for every car. tires, and I will give it a bit more fuel because, yeah. I think this one you had yesterday, no. Oh, mea culpa. Sorry. I actually forgot to check how much horsepower this has. Let's check on 50. Oh, okay. So this one here is one that you should maybe leave at 100. Kind of funny that this one here is in the top. Oh, okay, I understand it. Okay. Right now Enforce is still in front. Let's try a second car. I was thinking about 500 horsepower-ish. Let's try, I think we did a Silvia yesterday, and for sure the M2 or one of the BMWs, I think the E36. So let's try maybe the R33. Also around 500 horsepower, so 100 horsepower less than Enforce. I'll try it first with the standard gear ratio, and then afterwards we'll try it a bit. You should take off points every time that a car volume is so different. Okay, feels fine at 100%. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Okay, and now let's go. Maybe 60% for these cars. Okay, so let's check. I still like the dynamics of the Enforce more. So even this one here has 100 HP less than the other one, but I feel like if you put the one on 50 and the other one on 60, I like how these ones drive better. It's more painful to drive sometimes. Next one, the Swish. And it might even be that I'm totally controversial for other people soon. But yeah, right now I like the idea that you can change the turbo from really high-ish horsepower to medium horsepower. So you have the same chassis, the same characteristics, but you can ramp up the powers to learn a little bit more how to use the power when it gets a bit more. This one here, you can simply choose another car. I think you can go with either a normal car with 173 or start to go up in engines. So maybe we can try to do a 300 horsepower and then jump to a 420 just to check how it feels. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do the 240 SX. So here we might be doing 4 cars just to check if it's cool to simply change the car around. Again, backward. And the good thing is the gears don't crash anymore if you try to change the gearing. I think that was simply a CSP problem that I had, or yeah, since I reinstalled the whole computer in between. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I need this. Okay. Ugh. Okay, that's my bad. I think. Okay. Oh, this guy, I don't know what they did with this car. It feels really good. Okay. Now we know that's which garage. So let's see. The one thing that I want to see, and that's why, if I go now with the 420, do I get more or less the same car just with more power, or does the car feel totally different? If the car feels totally different, then I have to check what I do. But yeah, now that you can change the gearing ratio and everything, I feel a lot better. Before it always crashed, and that made me a little bit sad about these cars. But now it works. So let's also go. Oh, the standard one that they have. The tires, we go with the standard. Fuel, they always have enough. And oh, the turbo. I didn't check the turbo on the other one. Okay. does feel a bit different, to be honest, than the other one. Okay, so what can I say about it? It is good that you have different powered cars, but they still feel very vastly different. So you can go with the car that you want. And to be honest, it still is the gold standard. Why do I have 2x4? Yep. Did I already know that I would have? Yeah, okay, that's just an oopsie. Yep, safe. So right now, and that might be upsetting for some people, but I am going with N-Force in front of the Swish. Yeah, the Swish garage. And why? Because I feel like even if you take the same row of 240 SX, they don't feel the same somehow. So I like it more that on the other side with N-Force you can have the same chassis, just with more power, less power, so you can learn how to use what the power does to the car, instead of also changing the feeling of the car. Might change when we try other tracks with the cars, but right now that's what I feel. Now we will go with Minato. Of course, with that also it means that guess Minato and especially might not be in first place unless they're really, really great, but we will see. So Minato garage. Again, 422 horsepower more or less. Nope, exactly 222 horsepower. I think we did the missile yesterday and the SX. So let's do the... let's do the Sora first. Oh, setup, what do we have? Again, some more gears, sets here, and gear ratio here. I think this gear set should be okay-ish. Like this is okay. The game should keep the volume settings per car somehow. Oof. Okay. Let's just fix it and go in. The car actually does what it should do, so. Mea culpa. Okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Let's take a second one. But I might have to check something with DWG afterwards. Because if I can take a 450 DWG and also put the turbo at around the thing that I just did, it would be interesting to see how well they still control. And then they might climb, but not climb. Gear ratio. I feel like the Nissimo second one is something I like. I like the sound of this car. I always forget. Oops. That was the thing that the Germans say to feel das Guten. I got it again why I like these ones. Culpa. Okay. This is difficult. Why did I close it? That's for now. I will try it in the other track. I will try it. Okay. Whatever. This two can be interchangeable, I think, right now. So let's see. Let's go with WDT Competizione. I call them like that because it's simply their championship pack, I think it was. So if you see, you have the WDT Street, you have the Enjoy, that's just called WDT Enjoy, and then you have this pack with cars that have a little bit of power. So I think we took the S15 and the M2 yesterday. So let's try with the new Supra. And this one here was, for me, yesterday at first place. So let's see with a little bit of a smaller track how they fare. Because I really liked it at full power and I liked it also at 40, 50% of turbo. So we won't move the ratio right now. But they are a handful. Like I said, at 100%. At 100%, they are a handful, and you have to know what you do. But then you do this. Let's maybe even go to this and try. And you have a car that does more or less exactly what you want it to do. And not too powerful. And that's why I put it on the top yesterday, and that's why I still feel like it will be hard to get it out of the top today. Yeah, they are just special. Sorry, I had to ban a bot and kick, as usual. Oh, the next one. I really looking forward to trying this 6 on another track or two, just to see how they work, and then yeah, and then I think we will be done for today. Yesterday, the 6 hours I was I had no more battery. When I got out of here, I had no more battery. I was did it. Let's try the R34. I literally opened the window to get fresh air inside of my room. I was not good. I think for the summer I will have to either find a way to have an aircon in here, or well, another aircon, because I have an aircon in the back, but with the green screen the air will not get to me. The one thing that I think makes the difference from those that we see now to the ones that have 1200 horsepower, and even the one pack we had yesterday with 800 horsepower that I didn't put in the top, even if they handle pretty much as extreme as this ones when you were full power, is that this one's here, as soon when you turn down the turbo, it feels like the engine still has more power, like the other ones were more turbo dependent. This one's here, you can take 800 horsepower for this. Turn them down, I'd say to 50%. So you should still have about 500, 600 horsepower. have the same great handling, just where the other ones you had more turbo lag. If you weren't in the turbo, they had no power at all. These ones here are still drivable. Voila. Let's try even lower. Maybe 20%. Now we got to the place where they feel a bit more like the other ones at 50-60%. Now you have awesomely set up cars with really low power. And that's why this will take a while, but that's why for me right now I put them like this, and then we go to WDT Street. Okay, WT Street is 333 horsepower, I think it is. Yeah, okay, I have to search for them. Yeah, 353. Yeah, around 350. 333, that's why I had 333 in my head. So let's go with the Sora again. 339. Let's go. Let's go pretty low on third gear. The sound is non-existent. Okay. Let's try. I don't know, I think for this track it's not the car, but it's just a little bit more power. Or even a shorter third gear. Yeah, maybe a shorter third gear would be good for this car. Yeah, this one is one of the most lower powered cars we have. But it still is fun to drive. It's kind of funny, it's the difference between both of them. But I'll search again for it. Okay, so this was about the slowest car we have in this pack. Let's go with the GZ. The GZ. Voila. What I like is that they have 3 different car packs and they're all different. Those 30 horsepower more make a difference. Maybe it's also the engine tuning and so on, of course. Oh. Gute Car. This is hard. I think right now, I'm not sure. I think right now I would be about this. So start with WDT, the competition ones, and for Minato, DWG, diverse stripe, and DDT. Yeah. For now. Yeah, I'm really not sure if that's stays like that or not. Let's see. Okay, let's take my favorite track of all and let's run through them again. What we can do now is just do WDT versus Enforce, and then the same with Minato and DWG, and then the same with this ones, and see if we keep them like that or if we change them. So we can start with WDT. Let's go with the... Oh, this one is something special. Let's go with this one. I think the gears here, like this, should be okay. 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 Now, who will be the one for Drive Tribe? Diverse Tribe. Let's take the Neo Supra. The BMW Supra. I know, it's an old truck. The gears, yeah, I don't really have to change them, I think. I think with 500 and something, I shouldn't go lower than 70 or 60. Let's say the minimum would be 60. Okay, so yeah, I think with the second one, I don't need to go that long. I think we are okay with those. Now we change to the WJ. Yeah, if I take the tracks, I don't find them. That's why I said yesterday. I think drifting for 6 hours was a little bit too much. Next week, drifting for 24 hours. Okay, so let's go. Well, let's go with 413 180 SX. So indirectly he also goes against Drive Tribe, but I want to go check this one versus Minato. Woohoo. Ah, yeah. Already with the other one. I don't know which pack it was where I had problems with the 180 as X. Broke too much. Too long on the brake. This one here stays right now above drive tribe. Minato. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we are comparable in power. About 10 horsepower less. Let's see you. Yeah, let's go a bit higher with the gearing, so we even have nearly the same gearing. And let's go down with the sound, so we have nearly the same sound. Okay. they are so similar. Okay. Uh, okay, so explanation behind it. I feel like better to drift in a game and to learn how to drift in the game. Maybe that the 1% too realistic or something like that. Let's see again. They are... Yeah, the physics are inspired between the both of the ones that are a bit above them. So maybe the mix of it makes them go over the edge of you need ass feeling to know when the car goes. But it's good to learn. So it stays in 4th place, it doesn't go to 5th place because you learn exactly what to do with the gas, you learn exactly what to do with everything. Now, for me, the fight of the Titans, N-Force versus WDT. We had the Mustang. I like the Mustang. Let's go with well, let's go with the Corvette. How much? 658 horsepower. What the charged? Supercharged. No, let's go turbo. I think for this one here it's very, very important that we continue with turbo. Well, let's take the E46. I explained the supercharger, you can't turn it down as much as the turbo. And since we tried to see which one is best to learn on, I have those two on top right now, because you can regulate the turbo pressure and everything. Sheesh. Because they do be a handful. At 100%. Like I said, a handful. But let's go to 60% and let's see. Noise core. Ooh. Yeah, let's take the Mark IV Supra. Haha. Oh, this is bad. Let's go a bit down. I don't want to know at what speed we will be in these corners. Okay. Like I said, maybe 800 horsepower is a bit too much for this one, but we will manage it. Okay. So yeah, it is a handful because it has a lot of power. So let's go. I think this one. Yeah, I don't know why. I like how this one, how this cars feel on the accelerator and so on. So as soon as 100% is often too much, for especially for a beginner. But you have that 30 to 70% turbo. That is the sweet spot. It's hard to say, nah, let's change it. Okay, so now we will go Diverse Tribe against Minato, and DWG versus Enforce, because I feel like these two are right now okay where they are. So let's go Enforce first versus DWG. Enforce, yeah. Let's try to take cars we didn't have yet. Yeah, let's try the E36. And again, everyone, thank you for being here. If you like, don't forget to subscribe or leave just a like. And if you didn't like it, you can always leave a dislike and tell me something constructive that I could change. Also, if you see anything, I don't mind backseat driving while it's something constructive about my drifting. Yeah, okay, that one was now a little bit strangely set up. Oh, I forgot something. More gluck gluck. Whew. It's a handful like that. Maybe I should let's have them around here and try again. Okay. So two things first. This, and let's try one more time. But Levy. I think this might be the worst car from this group. Let's try 50%. Oh, I don't know if I should really judge it by this car. Okay, for 50% I think we have to go this. Ow. Okay. Ow. This might be the worst car of the enforced cars right now. But yeah. That's the luck that you should have. So let's go with a high powered DWG. Oh, we had this one already. Okay, let's go with this one. I feel like I just destroyed the chances for Enforce to be second place. That's okay. Okay. One thing. Okay, I really have to check always if the turbo is at 100%. Okay, now I have to get used to this change. Wrong start. Okay, that's an easy choice. If you go high powered for 100 and something, that means that you can change the turbo, you can change that stuff. Yeah, DWG is better. Then now, Minato against Diverse Tribe. Minato. No. What shall we take? Yeah, let's take this. Let's go with my favorite one, Nissimo DDBD. They are good, the cars, but simply the force feedback. Feels kinda heavy with these cars. Oh lele. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah. Okay, let's try 35%, 20%. Yeah, okay. That was the force feedback. And diverse tribe. Car we didn't have yet. The post. I think we didn't have the S15 yet. Let's try. What do we have here? 500-ish horsepower. So VDC model, WDT, the car model. ADL Pro for the tire modifiers. Okay. So you notice in the base the cars all start to use the same packs. So someone likes one pack, he uses that one for the car. Let's go like this. Let's fuel like this. Let's press like this. Let's. Okay, it's okay. A bit of a buggy mess for the car, but it's okay. Still had to hit it. Let's try 60%. Okay, there is no question. I think I'm okay like this. So, ta-da! My ranking. It's easy. WDT competition. So I'll show you the cars, and I explain, and then we finish for today. So any car you take, 800 horsepower, has it's a WDT package of 2021. The cars feel great. You can't. The turbo range is good between, let's say, 30 and 70% if you are a beginner, and 100% the 800 horsepower. For a beginner is really too much, but you can do that. So they are just great, and that's why I give it the first spot. So they are reactive to your throttle, they are reactive to your left foot braking, they are reactive to how you steer the car out of corners and so on, and they don't bug down as much as the second place. So yeah, that's why this one's here for me. Right now, number one to learn how to drift in this game. Then on second place, maybe the most realistic ones. So are the ones that I feel like are maybe the best, that where you can drift here and then take a car outside and continue to learn how to drift when your ass feels something too. DWG. Why are they not number one if I feel like they are the best? Maybe if they had a competition series where they would have 800 horsepower cars that you could downgrade with the turbo to about 400, no problem at all. And sometimes, depending which car you take, they like to bug down. So yeah. Also, depending what CSP version you have, you might not be able to change the gear ratio, and without changing the gear ratio, they can be a nightmare. I hate them, as an example, I hate them in Fujimi Kaido because they bog down a lot as soon as the climb goes up a little bit more. Enforce. Well, Enforce is a little bit like WDT. Just that my Dyslexia sometimes has problems to write N-force. So you are around 650 to 670 horsepower. The same. You can go to a range of 40%, but even 30%, also to 70% if you are a newcomer. And the cars still drift the same, still handle the same. So you have the power curve and how you move your foot and so on, and how to give it power. It's kind of nice to learn it that way. So that's why I put it on number 3. The same goes for diverse tribe. We just had them. Tribe, not tribe. So also around 500-ish, 60, 570. So if you go down to 50, 60, 40%, you will have a good 350 horsepower car, which is ideal if you're a beginner. Also, again, really good. Takes the last generation VDC. No, it's this generation. No, last generation VDC model with the VDT model of car, and modified tires by ADL Pro. So yeah, you have a little bit of the best of the world. So VDC cars are really famous for having good handling. The problem is that they are too powerful. They are over 1,200 horsepower. So even if you turn down the turbo, you have to turn down the turbo so much that you notice that the engine simply isn't powerful enough if the turbo doesn't kick in on time. So yeah, that's also why you don't see VDC on this list. But yeah, the mix is good. We can also check the same for N-force to see, just for fun, because yeah, VDC and the DWG are their own. So physics by DWG, they do their own physics and they made a great job. WDT did the same. N-force is also a mix. Let's see if they say it. So N-force, modified physics ADL physics, and modified DWG tire physics with SRDL Pro engines. So again, the SRDL, those are 1,200 horsepower. They went down. By going down, you have more of the range of the turbo goes lower, feels better. That's why they are not here. But ADL, I have to check what that is, because I didn't find any ADL drift cars. No package when I was checking it out. Then we go to Minato. So Minato is kind of funny, because the first ones they were ranked really high, and the last 2 or 3 cars let me down. So I had the S13 I was really happy with. I think the Sora I was really happy with, and the next ones let me down a lot. 45 this year. So I'm starting to be an unk. Yeah, you can learn with 80, no worries. Hi, Coltec. So Minato, I just had a problem now. In the last few cars, didn't feel good, and the physics are a mixture of DWTS, so the street version, which right now are the lowest for me just because of the power, and DWG. Right now, I'm doing a tier list, so I'm learning mostly with DWG and N-style, and I think now I will start to go with yeah, that's why I did this listing now, because after 23 days I feel like, yeah, I need to know which ones I want to use mostly. And yesterday I had a small nearly 7-hour stream where I went over 26 different packs, and no, just be able to drift and fire, and whenever I want to feel like it, just drift around. The thing is, as soon as Forza Horizon 6 was presented, I was like, oh, but I want to drift in Japan. So I got into my head, yeah, okay, let's learn how to drift. Yeah, Swarm. Yeah, yeah, Swarm is good for tandems because it's not the one that I called yesterday for show. So Gravy, Garage, and BDC. Those are simply too easy to drift. But Swarm is one of those that is easy enough to drift that you should be able to do tandems with. Yeah. Yeah, tandem. There's too much angle, and you can simply floor them, and somehow they still stick to the road. They are just crazy. And so the last one on number 6 is VDT Street. Simply not strong enough. They are really great to drift around if you want to have fun, but yeah. Like I said, the ones that I have on top are mostly cars that you can turn down the power and learn how the cars progress with more and more power. So yeah, I would go my list. MPW. Okay, I will. I will check them out. Yeah, I won't download from a random. I'm sorry, but at least I have the name, and I will I will check it out, and I will try it out. MPW Mitsubishi Evo 9. Okay, cool. There we go. Ah. MOC, MPW, where we have it. Okay, there are a lot. Yeah, that can happen. Ah, you won't find it. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay, that's why your name sounds a little bit familiar, the Colte. Let me just run it through an antivirus, and then I'll download it on this computer. I'm trying it on another computer just for fun. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yo, or use your own ones, or which physics do you use? Oh well. They do pass the test right now. Okay, perfect. And I think if you would be offended, it would be like, okay, forget about it. Yeah, okay, that one didn't find anything. Okay. Do you also have a channel where you show your cars, or? Drift 1, Togo 1. Oh, nice. And the Cup series, so what? Clio, Megane. Yeah. I'm lucky I'm not famous enough yet. I had only one person that asked me, oh, how can I donate to you? And I was like, huh? What do you want? Yeah, usually is. Or maybe soon TeamSpeak. if if people continue to complain about every little thing, that will be mandatory anyway soon. Okay, so let's check it out. You gave me a drift potato. Help. Okay, those are good. I see swarm tires, okay. Mashed potato warriors. The sound. Okay, it's on the louder side, but it's okay. Oh, that's great. It has that... I like it, but it has that swarm thing that I complained a bit yesterday. Something I have to get used to. I feel the swarms they grip up. The swarms they grip up pretty quickly compared to a DWG or something like that. Ah, in this corner, I hate this corner anyway. But I'll give it a chance on my favorite track. But I like the feeling of it, but yeah. Yeah, exactly, they use street tires, yeah. Let's go with... Here we go. No, I think it should be okay with this one. Yeah, you just have to get used to never really let off the gas, that's all. Yeah, exactly, and that's when swarm they grip up directly when you do that. Ah, mea culpa. Especially here in this corner, I always get off the throttle too much for this car. But yeah, the drifting itself is really, really smooth. Yeah, I think my big problem is that I'm in between two games. I'm always on this one and also on Forza. Because since the plan is for Forza 6, but I wanted to learn it on a sim. It's two totally different ways to drift. And you are right with the V8s. Yeah, I know Forza isn't a sim at all, but it's harder to drift than... It's harder to drift in Forza than AC, and that's the funny bit about it. And that's the last point is the point that that made me go with AC first before going to Forza. Yeah, the IRL is not really a plan right now, but I think one day if I am in a country where I can do a 2 or 3 day drift session for not too expensive, I would do it. Because I check the country where I go often is about 3,500 euro for 3 days. With car, gas, food and everything. Yeah, and also the pain. How often I hit already a wall or anything. I have two broken ribs from a car accident, so I know how it feels. And if every time I crash the car in Horizon, in normal Forza, in Assetto, oh my god. In the very first Need for Speed. To date myself really badly here. Or the first test drive. Yeah, let's not get hurt, and that's not even unlimited. The very, very, very first test drive. When they weren't telling you about polygons, but telling you about how many colors that the game has. That's okay, that's not too bad. You are still from the same millennia, so that's okay. You might have the same problem as me with Screamer coming out next month. Like, no guys, it's not a successor to Screamer. Screamer was totally different in the 90s when it came out. It was an arcade game that had nothing to do. Yeah, it's a little bit not really a Screamer, so. The Screamer that comes out is it has an anime story. You have dual analog for drifting, so you steer with the left analog and you drift with the right one, where you set up you have weapons. no, 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 no. Screamer, the game. No, I like the car. Of course, I have to get used to the swarm problem. Ah, you didn't see it. Oh my god. Wait. I didn't buy it yet. So yeah, I know. I gave Car X Street a bad review. I'm so sorry. The AI of that game is just a pain in the butt. I Scream. I think you have Scream. What the hell? Why is it gone? Ah, here we go. So this is what the people now see as Screamer. And for me, old guy, that's the Screamer I know. And to go from this, that was a arcade game, realistic arcade game, to this as their successor. Help. But I will try it anyway, it's a car game. Yeah. Is it even the same company? Milestone. Because Milestone is an old company now. Ah, Interplay. Oh my god. Exactly. It's made from the same people as I think it's Redline or one of the games like Redline. Yeah, it's made by the same people. But some people are saying it's okay. Like Hakiyoshi is liking the preview and other ones too. For me, it's like yeah, it's kind of weird that you have to drift with one analog stick and drive with the other one. Me don't know. But then we also had a roguelike Carmageddon, so everything just to make old people sad. Yeah, people, that's... Yeah, sure. Go for it. No, let's try the V8 drift, not the Volvo semi-truck. unless it comes with trailer and everything attached. Oh, pity. See? Mostly positive. Wait. Same name on Discord? I have the same name on Discord, so if you want, you can add me. Yeah. Okay, you can send it here. Perfect. Oh, yeah, right. I'm on a different computer and I don't have... Okay. Yeah, sadly, I don't have any mods, so I have to have the auto moderation on, and yeah, that one is kind of strict. I had to change it already in the beginning because one guy just said woman, and he got directly banned because of blocked because of misogyny. Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's crazy. But it got better. I used to be a VTuber. As a VTuber, it's just I started as a VTuber, and as a VTuber, it's just crazy. Let's go. I'll try this one and then I go offline because, yeah, I don't want to be drifting again 6 hours like yesterday. Yeah, so you did everything the same setup. That's good. Oh, another thing. Everything nearly the same volume. Good. I hate some packs that have one car, you don't hear that all the other car is screaming at you from... Okay, there we go. Okay. Huh, this one here. Nothing with the car now, but this one here you need a little bit... It's a little bit harder on the force feedback. It's the tire model. Not just power steering, also it doesn't have any curves inside. This one is different. Okay. This is just one of my problems. I noticed that it's heavier. No, but it's good. I just need sometimes to adjust, but yeah, it's more of a boat. Oh, this corner here is a pain for me anyway. No, it's fun, it's fun. But you know, Assetto Corsa doesn't have any weight to it. The only car game that has weight to it is BeamMG, if you listen to BeamMG fans. I have to say, maybe the game that I'm most intrigued about in the future is BeamMG. If they ever really get it out of beta and fix a bit of their stuff, could be a great game. But right now the drifting is a pain, I feel like. Oh, what did you? Why? Because she has 5 tons. Please don't. I will switch that one off soon. Are you kidding me? Yeah. The thing is, I think it will get there. The problem is, I think it will never come out. The weight transfer from this one is really, really fun. Yeah, you see? 13 plus years to do a few tracks on a few cars, and people complain that Star Citizen isn't out yet. And they are doing universes and planets. So if they continue with their ambitions, they will also have car races in it, for sure. Same for BeamNG. Now they have helicopters. They have those giant mining trucks and mining the giant mining equipment and everything. But I still I still remember when the brothers made the Wing Commander movie. Ah, helicopters still mods. Okay. When they made the Wing Commander movie, they were also promising the world and everything, so it's a little bit of a Molyneux story. They promise a lot, and I think he wants to keep his promises. Problem is, he's a dreamer. Oh, Molyneux. To be honest, I am kind of excited right now. The moment that I heard that the Horizon people have nothing to do with it and they opened the company, I don't know if it is nostalgia, because I feel like the third game destroyed nostalgia. And then the Fable Kinect game was also not great. Well, there is always a hope, that's normal. Yeah, that of course there is, but that's also the problem we have nowadays. You can't really. For me it's easy. I still have Game Pass, so I'll try it directly the first day. And the other point that I'm more open to it because it's a Playground Studio. Because I feel like Playground Studio, even if people now are not happy with Horizon, blah blah, they never brought out an unpolished product, at least on the consoles. On PC, yeah. Their online was bullshit, but I think Fable doesn't have anything that is online. Yeah, Crimson Desert is also one of those. You can do everything. Okay, thank you. And I will be streaming it as soon as it's out and we know the truth. Because right now I feel like a lot of people are just too open because it's not Ubisoft. Yeah, and the combat is not just interesting. The combat is not Souls-like. Finally. I'm sorry. I work 8 hours a day or more sometimes. I stream when I can. I don't want to spend 2-3 days on a boss. But we might get to the point right now where we should be happy. I don't know why right now I can't drift, but it's okay. The next Resident Evil looks interesting. So next week I will be playing it as soon as it's out. Hopefully. Really stuck in the grass. Crimson Desert looks good. And then after that, Fable. I was a fan of 4. I bought a GameCube. I bought a GameCube just for 4. Of course, when I bought the GameCube, a game was 60 euros, and the GameCube with the game was 100 euros. So. Okay. And that was also the last Nintendo console that I bought. I know I bought the Wii. Yeah, that was the one with the Spanish zombies. With the paella zombies. Woof. They have to restart it once. You missed that one. Then play the remake. It's really awesome. Yeah, exactly. No, 5 was in Africa. 5 was the one that no one liked because you were all the time with a second character. Even in 4 you were most of the time with a second character. But 5 people started to hate on it because of the characters. And then 6, 7, and 8 I didn't play. I really will never be able to drift like that. No, but that was also a different time. That was still the time where I was able to play a lot of games. Just get home, get stoned, and play a game. Those times have changed. Yeah, that's the good thing for me. My parents never had money. They told me either you want a PC or you want a PS1. So I changed and I said, yeah, okay, I want a PC. Because I had friends that gave me all my legal games. Ah. And you should be back, I hope. No? No. I don't understand how people can drive like this. Yeah, sorry. That's when you become affiliate because of one game, and then afterwards you are stuck with it. No, I never. My friends had a PS1, but I never had because my parents were not rich. So they asked me, "Do you want a computer or do you want a PlayStation 1?" So I got a computer because I had friends that could give me games. So yeah. And then after that, when PlayStation 2 came out, I started to get a job, but I decided to go with the original Xbox. And from there I started to be indoctrinated into the Xbox universe. And I got into PlayStation when PlayStation 3 came out because of the Blu-ray. Oh my god, with my Xbox, because it came out later than in the US, I got Halo, Project Gotham, Jet Set Radio Future, and I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. And that's also when you started to notice that double A games, no one wanted them. Like as soon as it was a new game, no one cared about it. You had games like Sudeki and everything that were really good games, but no one cared about them. As long as it wasn't Halo or Halo, no one cared about them. Yeah, and now I don't have a PlayStation 5. Because I don't really feel like playing all the third-person games. I wait till they're out on computer, on PC or on Steam, and then I'll play them eventually. Oh my god. But now you have to fix them because you never know when the six comes out or anything comes out. He bent the motherboard inside. And that's why you have to take care what you let them play. I mean, we played Doom at that age. Oh, I played Doom way younger than that. And I never had anger issues because I knew if I break it, I have to buy a new one, and we don't have money to buy a new one. Yeah. It's okay, Papa and Mama will buy him a new one. Now he will get the PS5 Pro and he will be happy. We have a lot of them that appreciate it, but yeah, sadly a lot of them don't, because yeah, if you spend the whole day online and you only see millionaires, after a while you think that it's normal to be a millionaire. It doesn't exist because, well, we learned from it. We are starting to shut down social media for everyone under 16. But let's take the last thing now with Microsoft. What did you have? Phil Spencer is retiring. Everyone starts to complain about, oh yeah, but now it will get worse on everything. We don't know. It's not because the other one is a woman or because everything has to be negative that is new right now that we all have to jump on the bandwagon and directly say, oh my god, everything is doomed, everything is doomed. Apparently Microsoft is going away from AI, and that's maybe because why she got that job. To say, hey, okay. None of the big people from Sony was Yeah, because none of the higher people from Sony were gamers, and the PlayStation turned out good. And the only thing the guy from Nintendo has, it's the name. He's called Bowser, but it doesn't look like he even knows what Mario is. Yeah, okay, it's ironic with everything that Nintendo is doing that he's named. That he has the same name as the quintessential bad guy of their series, but hey. And I don't even think Reggie was a gamer. I'm not sure. Nintendo still lives in the 80s. Nintendo is doing exactly the same as they did with the first Nintendo, the second Nintendo and everything. What kids? The kids nowadays, they want Roblox, Minecraft and Fortnite mostly. I think we have more older people, our generation and so on, that play Nintendo games than really the children. Yeah, it's the Japanese law. The Japanese law is funny. The thing with PayPal, with Palworld was just stupidity. Yeah, but they play. What do they play on Switch? Fortnite. Yeah, Palworld was... I don't understand how that can be possible. How can you let a game come out and then make a patent and take the people to court and say, hey, we have a patent. We just did it yesterday, but we have a patent now, so it's illegal. What the fuck? And in Japan, they have the name. In Japan, the name is even more important than the money. Yeah, well, right now, Palworld belongs to Sony, so they didn't really go against the small guys. Just Sony doesn't care. But Japan is like that. They take care of their own. And since even if the small company is also Japanese, they don't care. Yeah, and I hope they win and that they change everything that they had to change, because not having the balls to work the way they worked before and everything was kind of... No. For people like us who check every news, pay everything about gaming and so on, yeah. But for the parents who buy a Switch for their child or buy a Switch because they know Mario, they don't know at all what's going on. But that's the problem in general, that we really think, like all the people that do videos about, I'll take Ubisoft, sorry. I just feel like what's going on with Ubisoft is bullshit. Because we have so many companies that fucked up games and we still treat them as heroes, and Ubisoft are the bad guys for everything, just because they do what every other game company does to make money. But they make videos, they make videos, they make videos. Okay, the hardcore gamers and so on, they don't buy the games. But the games they bring out, they still sell them okay. It's just that the budgets have been too big. Yeah, but wait. The one thing that I always think, and let's go with Cyberpunk, and let's go with what other game has a lot of problems and still have problems that everyone complains? Elden Ring. Let's go. Elden Ring has had a DLC, had so many updates, it still stutters on a 5090. But we complain that other games stutter the moment they come out. Cyberpunk took nearly 2 years. Yeah. It was Digital Foundry when the DLC came out. They even did it. They did a whole report because of it. As on PC itself, you have frame rate stutter because of the shaders. But even with the DLC, it still has problems if you go on to the highest mode. Cyberpunk was bullshit when it came out. I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want. I had a good computer when it came out, and the guy still T-posed in the car. Still had so many problems. They gave them a chance to fix it. What if I tell you that Star Wars... what if I tell you that the Star Wars game that came out, most of it is fixed now. It runs stable and everything, but no one tries it just because it's Ubisoft. And if you say anything, it's like, no, Ubisoft is shit, so we won't even try it. Okay. I saw one guy saying, because of Highguard now, they deserve being fired. No, the guys that work on the games have families and everything. No one deserves to be fired just because they made one bad game. Yeah. All the Witcher games are similar because those are Witcher games. All the Uncharted games were exactly the same. Yeah, that's it. If you like it, you like it. But quantifying it as it's too samey. What if I tell you I feel like Ghost of Yote and every Sony game that came out the last 5 or 10 years is the same? Third-person story game, and that's it. But we celebrate them every year when they come out, and they get the best games of the year just because they are well optimized. But in essence, it's exactly the same game every year. We were praising, I still remember we were praising Horizon Zero Dawn when it came out for being innovative. And the one thing that was innovative about the game is that you had to climb a dinosaur to unlock the map. But everyone is complaining that you had to climb a tower to unlock the map. Yeah, that's it. And to be honest, for me now, the best game that ever came out after Mass Effect 2 is Expedition 33, because the story just took me by surprise. That's also why I'm looking at Crimson Desert, because it looks different. No, I didn't get into it. I don't know why I have a problem with that kind of turn-based. I even tried to go back and start Divinity. I even went and tried to play Divinity first to see if maybe playing that one would help me get into the game. But yeah, Larian is the same. Yeah, that's why I'm going to change them. That's why Larian is the same. They talk a big game, but Larian is a company that exists since 1996. They bring out a few games already, but Baldur's Gate 3 is about the same game as they did all the time. It's just, yeah, graphically impressive, and they really didn't care about being PC. Yeah, I don't think they would be able to do a good action game. That's the problem. Make it make it an AR RPG, an AR RPG, yeah, RPG. Yeah, that's it. But I have a lot of people, even at work, who tell me, yeah, you know, like that one company that brought out Baldur's Gate 3, their first game, and it was a success like that. No, it's not true. I don't know what you guys think. They were already a good company, and they had the game during 5 years in early access to polish the first chapter. Yeah, the first one that was big enough to know. But I would really like to play it once. Yeah, I will have to go offline soon. Like I said, I wanted to come in quickly, do the 6 after 2 hours, disconnect, and now it's been 3 hours and a half that I'm sitting here. No problem at all. Thank you. It's kind of strange, but it's nice to, for once, not talk to the wall. Because the walls don't answer. I hope not. If they answer, I'll have another problem. But I let you go play Toge, and I will go relax a bit. Oh my god. Yeah, at least maybe with drifting you don't have the 12-year-old screaming into your ears. Yeah, imagine proximity chat like you have it now in Halo or something like that. I have had one 12-year-old here that wanted to drift with me, and I was like, nope. So yeah, they exist, but they are rare. I think you need to have an rich family for that. But yeah, I hope to see you again around here. Maybe if you have a new car, drop me a. You often teach people to drift. That's nice. So how am I doing for my 22nd day? Am I okay compared to other people, or am I a mess? You can be honest. You will not see me cry. I'll cry later on. Ah, thank you. I'll take that. I know I still have problems first for... Yeah. The hardest thing for me right now is, first of all, to think about use the brake too. And the other thing is the wheel. Yeah, I know. I have one guy who tried to ask me already a few times to tandem, and I said no, only when I really feel ready to tandem, because yeah, to be close to the guy, to not hit him all the time. Said yeah, it's okay if you hit me. No, still too early. Especially if I have problems with the brake right now. So doing tandems without knowing how to brake properly is not great. Yeah, and be predictable so that the guy behind you knows when you, at what point that you transition. Yeah, that's true. That yeah. But the thing is the other guy experienced or not? I don't need to be scared, because I don't think anyone wants to cloud farm with me. You have 5 people watching you. Can I please, so people see me? Oh. Maybe one day when I'm good enough, I'll ask you, hey, let's tandem. Ah, to go maybe to a fast or an optimum. Yeah. Yeah, I never really thought about changing that. Okay, we'll try that. Thanks. Yeah, what was it, 2 videos ago, before I got sick. I tried to do Fujimi Kaido, and then that's when you notice, oh my god, I'm far away from being good. Yeah. Okay, yeah, makes sense. And cold tires, or they usually use... or they use blankets for... Yeah, so you also don't have the change that you have usually. Yeah. Okay. So I will try. But yeah, I think for now, okay. That's good. That's the one thing I really like about this game, is that you can put everything on factory. Ah, no. Stability is always off. But I usually have this one here on factory, because if I do races and so on, I still want to have some traction control, and I have a button box to change the traction control now. But I think the only ones that have traction control and still drifting are the Kunos ones. And of course, maybe this one sometimes, because yeah. With this pedals, I can't really heel and toe, because I have a little bit of a big post between my legs. I have an old playseat Revolution. I don't know if you know which one that is. Yeah. It's for the price, it was the best thing that they had, and they had a Forza Horizon, no, Forza 4 edition of that one. So I know it was I think it was a Revolution. Yeah, that. And that is a big problem. Yeah, that's my next upgrade right now. But I use this TV to watch TV too sometimes. And if I have a fixed rig, it's all of them are higher than I have my TV. So might not be ideal. Yeah, the VR thing would be a problem for me right now sometimes. The I can't play first person shooters because I get motion sick. In VR I don't get motion sick if I drive clean. I think if I would start to drift, my streams would look different. There would be a food fountain. For sure. So maybe better not. Oh, the consumption of ginger will go up radically up here in Luxembourg. Yeah, this was the original one I got. I already changed the seed. That was a good one during the time. About 13 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, the fan helps and ginger ale helps. What doesn't help is crashing into a wall. At all. Or reversing. I feel like as long as you drive straight, you brake clean, you do everything clean, it's okay. Yeah, that's lucky. With VR, like I said, only in extreme motions, but FPS is directly. Oh, okay. Ah, Minecraft in VR. Yeah, okay. No, Minecraft upset me in general because it's Minecraft. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. The one that is funny and I really liked it is No Man's Sky. When it runs well, it's great in VR and Elite Dangerous. Yeah, but in first person shooters in VR, it's okay. On a screen, I get sick. That's that's my problem. I would love to play some first person games, but yeah, on the screen I got sick. On VR it's okay, but yeah, no VR games out that I want to play directly. I did play Alex without a problem. Didn't feel sick. Like I said, No Man's Sky, no problem. Really dangerous, one of the best games ever. If you are mining an asteroid and you actually see in front of you how huge that asteroid is, or your ships how huge they are, it's just crazy. Or when you get into a hangar and you have your anaconda that is nearly a kilometer tall, and you see that it's actually a kilometer when you're standing in front of it, it's just wow. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but the problem is even a 5080 would have problems to render a lot of games in VR today. And even yeah, if you have to pay 4,000 euros for 1 MB of RAM, of course no one wants VR right now. But let's see what Steam brings out with the latest one. And of course, come back. I need OLED. I have the one from Steam. And the problem is just the blacks are not black enough. Yeah. Yeah, the index, yeah. I have the index and I think I have my bases now. I had to buy 4 bases now. Yeah, it's LCD and the bases they die every time. Yeah, the big screen beyond there, those look nice. And at least not as big as the first PMVs, PVMs. You still have the OG? Oh. Nice. You know, I had that one on that side, I changed it twice. And the one here, I changed it 4 times already. They break like there is no tomorrow. Suddenly, instead of a green light, you have a blue light, and it means there is something inside that breaks, and then you have a red light, and it's gone. They are mounted directly to my ceiling. I go cable up in the corner, ceiling, and over there, also corner up, ceiling, and it's good. No, 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 no. Maybe by some flies or spiders or mosquitoes, but nothing else. No, they are known apparently. The second generation, they turn so much faster that they are known to break a lot. So yeah. Yeah, but I think the new ones they just hate life. Yeah. And for Steam it's okay. You can you have to order them every few months. They make money because people have to order new ones. Okay, but yeah, it's time for me. So thank you, Colte, for being here. I hope I see you again soon. And if you have any good cars, don't forget to send me some in Discord. Ah, okay, the OG have 2. Ah, that's why. Why don't they have a 3.0 and they put everything in them? Yeah, for tomorrow, everyone. The next week I work late, so I should be online after the gym. So I should be online 1 or 2 hours after 8:30 p.m. CET. And on Wednesday I should be online a bit earlier because I don't go to the gym. So next week is that. The next weekend will be some drifting and a lot of Resident Evil. Yeah. And then after that we will see when I finish Resident Evil, we go back to the normal. And then after that you will have Crimson Desert coming out, and that will be, yeah, crazy. No, at least 2 weeks after. But yeah, 1 week after I finish it, and then Crimson Desert will be a game that we will play till 2030, if everything they say is correct. Yeah, and let's hope it's good. And now to make everyone angry, and let's hope GTA 6 is full of bugs and everyone waited for nothing. You think they are? You think they will be able to mod? Because it's a Korean game, so I don't know how much the Koreans like to let you mod stuff. I didn't see any naked patch yet for what's the name? Ah, the Stellar Blade. So maybe they locked that shit down a lot. Nice. If they allow it, yeah, it will be crazy. But yeah, let's first hope that it's good and that we are not sold perfect previews like Cyberpunk. And then when the game comes out, it's full of bugs and nothing works, and we are all sad and depressed because we don't know why we pre-ordered the game. So yeah, everyone, I hope to catch you all soon. Does it have nude modes already? Oh god. But you don't need any. She's half nude anyway all the time. Okay. Yeah, that's the good thing about having their own engine. But hey, that's a discussion for another day. I think it's normal that we are not where we were 20 years ago, that every game has their own engine. There is no chance to have that anymore. And the Unreal Engine is not that bad. You just need a good computer and it's okay. And let's see when the next Unreal Engine game comes out and I'm crying, it doesn't work. Yeah. I was thinking to do one video about one thing that is annoying, and it is one game that now is really, really good, and when it came out it was shit. This one. I played it now. It's awesome. When it came out it was buggy, it didn't work. Fix your games, even if they come out 6 months later. Fix them, bring them out. If they are stable, people will buy them. Yeah, with the UE, it's not even cutting corners. It's just you have to be coalition or a company like that that has people that are good in engines to transform the Unreal Engine to be good. Do you really want to spend $40 million more to have the people and the know-how to fix the engine? Or do you bring the game out and use the money that you get to then start to be able to fix the engine? I think the problem is computers nowadays, they are very, very strong, and everything that we are doing now is about 100 times more complex than a Halo 1 or even a Halo 5. And the problem is a lot of people now, if you are a AAA game developer or anything like that, you are not allowed to bring out a game that looks mediocre. Because then they will say you are lazy because you bring out a mediocre game. But if you bring out a game that looks stellar and you fuck it up, it's because you're lazy because you didn't optimize it. Maybe RTX was just too early. Maybe all the ray tracing stuff, and I'm a ray tracing fan. I love ray tracing, it makes the games look better. And it makes the development easier, but it takes too much... it's not just it looks pretty. I started back in the day. I started with 3ds Max 3.1 and Cinema for the 9 or something like that. And since then, I always had my computer rendering stuff for 2 weeks because I want to render it in with ray tracing, because it simply was easier to do. Voila. That's it. And it's not just baking the lights, it's setting up 20 times more lights and bake them to make it look correct for that scene. And as soon as something changes in the scene, you are stuck. You have to rebake it again. You will have games that are 160 gig. Everyone complains that they don't have hard drive space. Yeah. I think you know we come from the same time, so you know how it was when you bought a graphics card before. Yeah. You know how it was when we bought a graphics card before. You had it, the graphics card was good the generation you bought it, mediocre the generation afterwards, and the third generation you had to throw it away. Yeah, okay. My first card had VESA drivers and had a few kilobyte. I had a Voodoo. The very first 3D one I had was a Voodoo 1. Yeah, but let's. You still remember King Kong? The very first game that came out on Xbox 360. Yeah, but the very first game that came out, 2 games that came out on Xbox 360 was King Kong and Most Wanted, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Both of them needed GTX 680, GTX Ultra during that time to be able to play the game the way that it was intended. Or you had to play the Xbox version of the game and not the Xbox 360 version of the game. So you literally had to have the best graphics card on the market to be able to play the game fully maxed out. It wasn't laziness. It's just if you want the high end, you have to pay for the high end. The problem is the high end now costs about 6 times more. That graphics card was 400 euros. Now the best graphics card is 4,000 euros. If Nvidia continues like this, the next one will be 8,000 euros. But it's that. I had a friend he told me, yeah, you know, the games are not optimized. And the thing that he told me afterwards was not really something that I was expecting, because he told me, yeah, you know, Crysis 1, look at Crysis 1. And I was like, yeah, you talk about optimization and then you talk about Crysis 1. What are you talking about? Sorry. The worst optimized game in history was Crysis 1. It was just that everyone was flabbergasted because it looked good and no one could play it. Not even 10 years later. Yeah. I think that's the time. After that, I went to ATI. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and ATI, and I had no. The 290X and the 390X, they were better than a lot of stuff that Nvidia had out during that time. There was one time where AMD was beating them because they were complacent, the same as Intel was the last few years. It was kind of fun. But yeah, I had an Athlon 1.4, always at 95 degrees. Yeah, I missed that time. I had to put so much pressure on the cooler to be able to cool that thing that the motherboard was bending. The motherboard wasn't straight where you had the cooler mounts. It's kind of funny. It's really during my time, if people knew how it was. But I worked for an IT company, so I could get every year new computer parts, and it was fun. But if I see now people having a 1080 Ti and still saying, yeah, but I can't play games, but they don't run well. Bitch, please. During my time when I was young, if you had the 5080 coming out, you'd be happy if you could play the games with a 3080. Because they were missing maybe shaders, or they were missing unified shaders, or they were missing RAM, or they were missing anything, some stuff that simply, if you didn't have it, it wouldn't run anymore. And try to explain that now, that about 20 years ago, if RTX came out, 2 generations later, every game had RTX. And if you didn't have an RTX graphics card, you'd be shit out of luck. And that's how PC always got way ahead of. I had a 2080 Super, and from there I went to a 4080 and 5080. So I had a computer with a 4080 that I use now to stream, and last year, luckily, before all shit hit the fan, I bought a 5080 and 9800 X3D and 64 gigs of RAM. I bought two sticks of 33 gigs, 6000 CL30 for 300 euros. I could sell them now for the price that I bought my computer. I think AI will kill us. I was talking about it with my boss last time. I went on holiday in November, and the next time I went to work, the RAM prices had exploded. I really told him, "What the fuck did you do with the RAM prices? Why did you destroy our lives while I was gone?" Yeah, and the problem is the AI companies don't have any cash, and they still bring out graphic everything, and they pay for everything without having money. I don't understand how that works. But I do understand. Go to the government, cry about it, and the government gives you money, and you continue to be in debt till the government says, yeah, no more, and then everything crashes, and we will have 2008 all over again, just 20 times worse because all IT company is dying. Let's allow it. Oh God, really? Oh no, it's also really the time. I was thinking you are writing, and I don't see anything in my chat. Somehow, yeah, there was one thing that left the chat. Yay, I'm logged in again. Yeah, thank you. You too. Have a great evening and see you around. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye. I need to go shower, eat, and sleep. Bye, everyone.